Biblical Wealth Builders. Today we are covering Matthew chapter 25, verse 14. Read along with me. For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country who called his own servants and delivered his goods to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his own ability. Then he who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5. And likewise he who had received 2 gained 2 more. But he who received 1 went and dug in the ground and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of the servants came and settled accounts. So he who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more talents besides them. And his Lord said to them, well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of the Lord. He who also had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, you delivered to me 2 talents. Look, I have gained 2 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Then he who had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered. And I was afraid and went and hid your talent in the ground. Look, there you have what is yours. But his Lord answered and said to him, wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gathered where I have not scattered seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers. And at my coming, I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore, take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the unprofitable servants into the outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. There's so much that I could cover here, but there's one aspect that you probably have not seen, and that's what I want to cover. Before verse 14, Matthew 25, 1-13 was talking about the virgins, right? 5 wise and 5 foolish. And one of the writing styles in the Bible is of repetition. Literally, verse 1-13 is being repeated here in verse 14-30. God is not a respecter of persons. Whether you are a young women were simply called virgins back then, or you are a young man. God sees the same principle. So this is it. These 3 are basically the same, wise and foolish. How do we know? Because the master says to the foolish one with the 1, he said, you wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered. So you ought to have. You had knowledge. You had knowledge. So why did you not apply the understanding of that knowledge? You had access to the same knowledge, and you're telling me you actually had the knowledge, but you did nothing with it? How could you not do anything with it? Why did you not apply the knowledge the same way the others did, the wise did? Because wisdom is when someone has knowledge, applies it, learns from it, gains more knowledge, applies that some more, learns from it. So after time, you're building on. Your knowledge is getting deeper, your understanding more practical. The wisdom grows. But if you never apply the knowledge the first time, you have not learned from it. You have no understanding. And you therefore cannot gain wisdom. This dude, if I may, Jesus referred to as wicked and lazy. The word used for the young ladies, the 5 foolish, was foolish. The 5 virgins that did not have their oil in their lamps, the word was foolish. Foolish, wicked, lazy. You have knowledge about your money, but you have not taken the steps to gain understanding, to apply that understanding, test it out, learn some more from it, turn it into wisdom that you can then test it out, apply new knowledge, learn something else about budgeting, learn something else about your personal finance, learn something else about insurance, learn something else about your career, learn something else about how to pass on the information to your children, how to set them up. Gain wisdom. That's what Jesus wanted the parable of the talents. It's all about not applying the knowledge that the servant had. There's so much more I can say about this. Who the master is, the fact that we're all servants, and the fact that these servants, they've not answered to each other. The servants with the 5 and the servant with the 2, there's no comparison. Why did he give me 2? Why did he give you 5? Who cares? The master's decision. And when it's time to respond and say, what did I do with the money? What did I do with the talent? What did I do with the career? What did I do with the children? What did I do with the relationships? What did I do with my relationship with you, Lord? I answer to the master, not to you. And you answer to the master, not to me.